This is Heart Pocket Podcast number 390 for the 31st of March, 2026.
Heart Pocket Podcast, seeking to align our hearts with God's heart, making our hearts more like the heart of Jesus.
Hey guys, this is Butch Vernon with Simply the Story and the God Story Project. We are here just now wrapping up an advanced training in lovely Hemet, California at our worldwide headquarters. And I have two young friends with me, Daniel and Isaiah. So say hey, guys.
Hey, hello.
Yeah, and they have been here. How many trainings have you guys been part of? Do you remember?
I think like 4 or 5. Yeah, about 4 and 5.
Yeah, okay, and they live not too terribly far from where our headquarters is at, and so they're able to come and spend time and digging into the Word. So we're just now finishing up a week of advanced training. Was there a story maybe that stood out? Not necessarily even one you did, but was there a story maybe that stood out to you more than others?
For me, it was where Paul was teaching and he got flogged and put in the jail, and he started singing.
Yeah,
and then they left us on a cliffhanger.
Okay, well, what was it that grabbed you about that story?
Probably just that it encouraged me that we're going to, when we're doing God's will,
right?
We'll receive persecution. Like sometimes you kind of get in that, like, God's protecting me and kind of like invincible almost against attack. But this shows that Paul was doing his work and yet he still got persecuted.
Yeah, still doing the Lord's will, and bad things happen to good people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, good. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the one that you did, Butch, where you talked about the how God had put the Israelites into Babylon.
Okay. Yeah, we did a story where God was speaking to the Israelites out of Jeremiah, and he was unapologetic, right? That I put you here in Babylon, and there was a purpose. Build homes to live in them, dig gardens and eat the produce thereof, and find yourselves some wives and have sons and daughters. So what stood out to you about that story?
Just that he can put us, he puts us in difficult situations, and on the surface, it seems like, oh, why do you do this? But, it was for their good, like pruning off a branch.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, now, you guys, you've become pretty familiar, and it's been so much fun watching you grow in your abilities of storytelling and of coaching. And I've seen both of you just grow in your confidence level and as well as your ability level. What do you, each one of you, what do you feel is kind of your strength as a Bible storyteller? What part do you enjoy the most?
As a storyteller?
Yeah, well, with the whole process.
Oh, okay.
With the whole process. What...
I probably enjoy coaching the most.
Okay.
Coaching or just listening to the Bible stories.
All right. And for our listeners, for those that have just been to like a regular training, our coaching in a regular training is extraordinarily encouraging. It's relatively brief. Because we know that somebody coming to a training for the first time, they're terrified, and however well they do with the story, they're gonna they're just going to be thinking, this was terrible. I don't ever want to do this again. And in advanced training, we might have coaching that goes for half an hour, 45 minutes, where we work on some specific things to get even better at a story than we were before. And it for me too, it's one of my favorite things. But now for both of you, the coaching, it's not hard, right? I mean, it's not like we don't beat you up.
Oh, no.
So how about for you? What's your favorite part?
I've really enjoyed just being able to not focus so much on the process, but listening and responding and just enjoying actually God's word and not having to think about, am I going to ask my situation question now or whatever?
Okay. Yeah. So more, you're getting more comfortable in the process is what I'm hearing you say. So yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm curious because, you guys live here in Hemet, California, which is not necessarily the center of the world. I wouldn't call Hemet a metropolis. But we had 7 different countries represented here this week at the training. So what was it like for you guys getting to hear the different perspectives from just a wide variety of world cultural views? Was there anything that kind of surprised you or stood out to you?
Well, what stood out to me was that everybody confirmed, people from Africa and Brazil, they confirmed that the harvest is ripe.
Yeah.
And that there's few workers for it.
Yeah. Well, somebody should write that down, that the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few.
I think it's been written down.
Oh, somebody already beat me to it. Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, what about you?
It's really neat to see how God is working through so many different countries. I mean, it's not just here.
Yeah, and that is, I do think one of the issues that we often have is our kingdom view, our kingdom vision is almost a little K kingdom vision, right? Like it's our church, it's our denomination, it's our little group, and we can do that with simply the story, right? That it's just, and yet when you have people come from other perspectives, and they stretch us a little bit because they see God work in ways that might be different, right, than what we're used to or what we would expect. Were there any things in any of the Bible stories this week that kind of took you by surprise? You're like, I hadn't seen that before.
During the storm story, someone mentioned that the disciples might have felt like almost offended when Jesus said, "Where's your faith?" I had never thought of that. Yeah,
I had not thought of that either. That's a story I have done literally hundreds of times. And you can, it could easily be, right? Yeah, that's good. How about you? Can anything, and if not, it's okay. You're not under, we're not going to scold you.
I thought it was interesting how just today how the 42 generations with Abraham.
Okay, what about that? Because I think I missed that.
I never saw that before.
Okay, all right.
You've been listening to Heart Pocket Podcast. Interviews, Bible stories, in-depth discussions, stories of impact from around the world.
Well, now as part of an advanced training, we usually go out one day during the training, and we try to find people just in on the street, in stores, Starbucks, coffee shops, whatever, that we can share a 5-minute story to or with, and you guys went out today to experience that. What was that like?
A lot less nerve-wracking than when I did it before. I felt a lot more confident.
Okay, what do you think the difference might have been?
I was just more prepared for it.
Okay.
And I felt I had a better understanding of the Bible, so that they asked me a question, I could answer it better than before.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Awesome.
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
All right. So going out and talking to total strangers in the street was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun sharing God's word with people.
Awesome. And I happen to agree with you. It was a lot of fun. Were you surprised? Because as we came back, all the participants, everybody got to at least talk to somebody. Were you surprised at how positive the results were?
Not really. Well, because in the Bible it says the harvest is plentiful, and most people are pretty polite, even if they don't accept it.
Yeah. Now, for you guys, I mean, nobody yelled at you all or did anything that would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to go get counseling now."
Yeah.
So, what were your experiences like today, as you went out to share?
I was very sad for some people that just their view of God, and almost frustrated at myself that I couldn't just be like, well, here it says this, and like it made me really sad, and it also gave me kind of like a call to dig deeper in his word and memorize more.
Yeah, one of the things I did after my first training was when I got home, I had a list of the 52 stories that we do in a regular workshop. And so I took those 52 stories, and that year for my devotions, I took one story a week, and I would take, 2 days to learn the story. And I would take 3 days of looking for spiritual observations, 1 day for looking for spiritual applications, and 1 day just going over the story again, kind of summarizing it in my head. And boy, it was huge. It was very, very helpful for me, and it helped me really nail the process down, right? But what it also helped me do is then when I helped in workshops, I don't remember all the stories, right? I don't want to give any kind of false impression like, just ask me one of the 52 stories and I'll tell it to you. But with just a little bit of preparation, I can help others with that story.
Yeah.
So do you guys have kind of go-to stories that you use during the year? Are there stories that, come up more often than others?
Well, for me, my favorite story so far is the Jars of Oil story. That's kind of my one that I enjoy, because a lot of people are poor, and I kind of think that they can feel kind of in the story.
Yeah.
And then my second one is the Jonah story, because my siblings always ask me to do it at home. So.
Wow, that's awesome. That just sounds like fun. So how about for you?
Well, I really like going to the two prayers. I feel like it's a very powerful, deep story. And I mean, there's nothing really is a wrong choice.
Yeah. It's hard to go wrong with God's word, right? But what do you like about the two prayers? What is it about that story that kind of draws you in?
I mean, to me, if I just read it, not thinking about it at all, it just seems so simple. But the fact that we have so many treasures in there that are hidden, I don't know, it just draws me in.
Yeah, and that is the two prayer stories is one of my go-to stories when I'm doing evangelism, because what I do is I say, hey, have you ever thought about what Jesus thinks about religion? And in that story, he kind of gives his idea, right? You've got the super religious guy that's the bad guy, and the bad guy that is the good guy in Jesus' mind because of his heart and his attitude. Right? I love that's a go-to story for planting spiritual seeds in somebody's life. So you guys have invested 5 full days, 5 long days in an advanced training. What do you think your next steps might be when you go home after this weekend? When you kind of chill out and go, so next week when things come, what are you going to do to continue whatever you've learned here?
Well, usually if my mom and dad go out on a date or something, because my dad likes to do Bible study every night, so we'll tell a story to littles if they go out. And then every week Daniel and I get together and we'll just work on our stories. And then also if we just feel in town that the Lord's putting it on our heart to share with somebody.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'd really like to get more stories under my belt so that I can kind of relate to people and where they are.
Yeah, and honestly, working on individual stories and then practicing using them. Every year I try to pick at least one story that's kind of my go-to story for that year, and I use it over and over and over again. Always looking for new treasures, right? I never just want to take a story and, okay, I know this story, I'm comfortable with it. I am always looking for new treasures. It's like you said with the storm story today. I was like, wow, I've not seen that before.
Yeah.
And it was exciting for me. And so as I do a story over and over, I try to find those treasures. But guys, I thank you all so much for spending this time with us this week. I always look forward to coming out here and getting to hang with you. You guys have such amazing spirits and so willing to work and to serve. And I just appreciate that. Guys, we're finishing up an advanced training here this week, starting a regular training next week. We have some trainings coming up in Brazil, in some other places. If you get on our website and you don't see a workshop offered in a region you're interested in, please contact our office at simplythestory.org, and we will find out. A lot of times we have workshops in places, and we just can't put it online for security reasons. But if folks contact us and we can vet you, we will definitely love to have you be part of what God is doing. And so I want to thank these 2 young men for hanging out with me all week and for taking a little bit extra time here tonight before we move on. And for everybody else, just want to encourage you, keep on telling those Bible stories.
Tune in next week for another episode of Heart Pocket Podcast, and feel free to subscribe on iTunes. For those who wish to have more information about Simply the Story trainings, please feel free to contact the office at info@simplythestory.org or call us at 951-658-1619. You can also visit our website at simplythestory.org. And now you can watch God's story in hundreds of languages just from our simplythestory.org website.
You've been listening to Heart Pocket Podcast, hiding God's Word in our heart pockets, changing the world one heart at a time.
When it sings of glory, I sing the new soul. Will be the old story that I have loved so long.